Today on CityCast Salt Lake City wants to change its definition of a family. We explain why that's a neighborhood thing. Plus, some great ideas for your 4th of July weekend. We've got picks of the week and a special segment just for our members. Katherine Heigl's Utah home is for sale, and I made a game about it. I'm Ali Vallarta here with executive producer Emily Means.
Good morning, Ali.
And CityCast Salt Lake contributor Kate Groetzinger.
Hello there.
Hi.
Well, good morning, ladies, in the immortal words of Afro Man.
Did he coin that term?
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's go, girls.
Sure. Let's go,
In
girls.
the immortal worlds of Shania Twain.
Okay, so some news that I think is really interesting in Salt Lake City right now is that the city wants to, in the words of the Salt Lake Tribune, tweak its definition of family. And Pride Month jump scare headline. But this is actually about housing, right, Emily?
That's exactly right. Shout out to our friend Tony Samarat at the Tribune for digging into this one, which is kind of for the nerds, but is really riling up some neighborhoods in Salt Lake City. So
Let me guess, Yellcrest.
Great guess. No.
Foothill.
So currently in Salt Lake City's zoning code, no more than 3 unrelated people are allowed to live under the same roof, which right off the bat, as someone who, went to school in this town, lol.
Yeah.
But there are no caps on the number of people related by blood or by marriage who can live together. So that's kind of where this definition of family comes in. And it's actually been on the books in Salt Lake City for like 50 years. So this is not something new. This has just been, I think, buried deep within the Salt Lake City zoning code for a very long time and seemed to be initially intended to stop overcrowding. Ali, you're looking all the way up to the ceiling, very thoughtful. What is happening?
Well, I'm like common law, so you're telling me it would be illegal before now for 2 couples that are dating to be sharing a house together, like renting a house together?
Yeah, I think technically.
Okay, so everybody's breaking the law.
Everybody's breaking the law.
Or the code.
Yeah, again, this was intended to stop overcrowding, from what I can tell.
Sure.
But in our housing crisis, our modern day housing crisis, it's like, why on earth are we limiting the number of people who can live together? So now the city council is looking at changing the rules to no more than 2 people per bedroom, plus 1 additional person per dwelling. And I mean,
what are the polycules supposed to do?
What are the
Honestly,
polycules supposed to do? So, I mean, let's just jump straight into your reactions. Then we can talk about the neighborhood reactions, because I think there's this is kind of silly, honestly.
Yeah. Well, my first thought was, is this a holdover from the anti-brothel days? There are laws in some cities where you can't have more than 4 women living together in a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I lived in Vermont, that was the thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if Utah has a law like that.
I have a feeling that Utah would be kind of hesitant to even have anything like that on the books,
right?
Due to our history with polygamy, perhaps. But
Yeah.
all those people would be related by marriage, I
That's
guess,
true.
technically. So this wouldn't apply to them anyway.
Yeah. And we have sorority houses here. So
Exactly.
presumably.
Okay. Well, I mean, Ali, this is kind of where my first thought went. Again, I went to school at the University of Utah. This is a college town. College students live in these single family homes, even if you think they're only for single families. My husband was living in the living room of a single family home and called it his bedroom, okay? He lived there with 5 other guys, all unrelated, by the way. So,
Right.
Sure.
they're
brothers.
You're right. They're related. It's
These
deeper.
are my brothers.
It's
What are you
deeper.
talking
These
about?
are my brothers.
They're related by
Oh,
hazing. Yeah.
God.
So, I mean, it just really seems like this would be impossible to enforce anyway. And even the city has said
Yeah.
that. So why
Yeah.
even change this is my question.
Well, I imagine there's some people out there, landlords maybe, although I don't see what benefit it would have for them to enforce it. But I'm sure there's some rule follower out there somewhere that's no, we can't have more than 3 people in this house. And why not just remove that barrier to getting people into houses. We have a homelessness crisis, like house prices have skyrocketed in Salt Lake in the past decade. Why not let more people live in homes?
Right.
Yeah.
The embarrassing thing about it is that, of course, what people I think would love more is to see the city building more affordable housing, whether it like does that itself or with different programs, rent to own, all that kind of stuff. And to be fair, Salt Lake City's done some of that.
Yeah.
But I also think it's just like a rule tweak because why not? It feels related also to the fact that they took up Airbnb rules recently as well. Like they're now licensing Airbnbs. You can't, if you're going to run an Airbnb and get a license, it's minimum 2-night stay. You've got to have a designated parking. No more than 200 days a year can be like Airbnb days, et cetera, et cetera. So they're getting into the minutia.
Yes.
Every little thing counts here with housing. It's not one big fix. Although there is one big fix that Congress just passed that Trump is refusing to sign, the biggest affordable housing package in a generation. Just in case you haven't looked into that, it's a very interesting storyline. But on the city's side of things, like, why not do every little thing they can?
Yeah. I think, that's absolutely their approach.
If 3 people want to live in a bedroom, if 3 people want to share a bedroom, that is none of my business. Go for it.
Can I say though, I'm wondering if there's a counterpoint here. I'm thinking about my time reporting in Park City, and there was really a problem. There probably still is a problem with, people coming in on, what are they, H-1 visas or something, seasonal workers, right? And they are forced into some pretty terrible living conditions in Park City where they are just crammed into these homes, like 5 people to a bedroom, living in a closet or whatever. So I can kind of see that side of things. But when we're talking about, these college students who are living here for their 2 semesters or whatever, it's not, I just don't think it's the same. I don't think it's an apples to apples comparison necessarily.
Yeah, we also know that, because people are already doing this, even though it's frowned upon, I guess the concern is, will landlords take advantage of this to make the housing more expensive because they know more people can now live in it? You know what I mean? Like, if you've got 2 couples in a 2-bedroom, do you charge them more than 2 people in a 2-bedroom? I don't know. Rent control is illegal in our city. Yeah. So it's again, the city can't do that because the legislature specifically passed a law that says no city can implement rent control. But if you want to solve a problem like housing, that seems like the place to start, of course. Is there a limit, Emily? I'm assuming, we keep quoting movies. I'm assuming it's not the limit does not exist situation. Is the limit now, what is it? 2 people per bedroom? Is that right?
Plus one additional person per dwelling. So, getting to...
So Pablo in the living room. 2 people in each bedroom.
Can we consider the living room a bedroom? That could be 2 people in the living... Anyway.
No.
In New York City it is.
Yeah, right?
They have strict rules about that, I think, actually, in New York.
Oh, yeah. Do they? Well, this is an example that some members of the public have posed, right? We can talk about that pushback a little bit. And you are right, Ali. Neighborhoods like Yalecrest, Foothill, neighborhoods around the University of Utah, right? Where there probably already are a lot of students living. There was one person quoted in this Tribune story that was like, okay, so if there are 6 bedrooms in a house, then potentially that could be 12 people per this new rule, plus one more, 13 people in a house with 6 bedrooms. They're concerned about, parking problems. Is there going to be enough room for everyone to park their car? Is it going to get noisy? Will there be parties getting out of control? Which is kind of classic, East Bench concerns. These anyway, are just right?
all problems that exist in other places and have solutions. I went to school in Providence, Rhode Island. There were at least 3 co-ops houses that had 30 people living in them. Granted, they didn't have cars, but you can control the car issue by issuing permit parking in residential neighborhoods, which we already have. Only 2 permits per house. Easy, done. These are just not... I think the complaints that I saw from people about this rule change seemed really petty.
Yeah.
And easily solvable.
I do think the other thing that's happening here that's interesting is the University of Utah is moving towards an on-campus model. They want to stop being a commuter school. So like the current president's like 10, 15, 20-year vision is more students living on campus, less students living off campus and commuting. To me, that is like going to be a huge piece of all of this because it is true that in a college town, the goal should be to have people living on campus because they can mess with housing affordability. Their parents are often not, depending on the college, like often helping with rent, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I'll be curious, like if you live in those adjacent neighborhoods, if the use plan is to build more on-campus housing that is nice and presumably more affordable and people want to live in, could that also mitigate some of these issues?
Yeah.
And traffic around the U, frankly, which right now is like one road in, one road out, which when I worked up there, I would always think about that. Like, in a crisis, how are we all getting off this hill?
We're all hopping on the red line train to daybreak, baby.
No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, what's next, Emily? Is there like a comment period or is this done?
Yeah, I think this is now going to the Salt Lake City Council for a vote. There was a pretty close vote from the Planning Commission just recently. That's where Tony's story stems from. And it was like 3-2. So it does seem like there's some, it could go either way. But the city council initiated this to begin with. This is something they've been looking at for more than a year now. So I have a feeling, this is something that's headed for city council approval.
Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Kate and Emily, it is a long weekend. God bless.
Thank you.
So we thought it'd be fun to brainstorm some things to get up to if you don't already have 4th of July plans. Maybe your plan was to, set off firecrackers in your backyard and, light your city on fire. That's no longer your plan, unless your city is one of the ones that has submitted a map to the state saying that they do want people to set off personal fireworks all over the place. Yeah. Kate, why don't you lead us out? What are some ideas that you have for how to spend the weekend?
Yeah, this is a funny one. I was actually just discussing this with some of my friends, and we were trying to figure out a 4th of July itinerary for those who are not feeling patriotic, which I think many of us and many CityCast listeners may count themselves among that crowd. So I asked ChatGPT to put together. I know.
We're in a drought.
I couldn't think of.
You're still talking to chat? You're not talking to Claude?
Well, I don't know. I kind of like to use chat for like easy stuff like this. I don't know
Chat's
why.
her bud.
It's still my go-to. But it put together this really, really funny. Let's see, what was it called? Existential Utah Day.
What?
And it said my favorite non-patriotic Utah itinerary: sunrise at Bonneville Salt Flats, coffee in Wendover, afternoon
Coffee in
at
Wendover. Is there one coffee shop in Wendover? Do you have to go to the casino? Do you have to go to the powder mill?
I think you could have like breakfast there. It kind of is like one of the closer places to get food and drink out by the salt flats. So it kind of makes sense.
True.
Afternoon at Iosipa Ghost Town. I don't know if I said that right. Iosipa, thank you. It is apparently a historic Hawaiian settlement that is, of course, now abandoned. Looks pretty cool. Then you can go watch the sunset at Spiral Jetty, and then you can do some stargazing on the drive home. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of fun. And mainly the issue with July 4th is there's just people everywhere. Yeah. And so I thought this was smart because it kind of takes you out to like a place that's not going to be crowded. It would be like pretty impossible for any of those spots to get that crowded. So
Yeah. So the unpatriotic answer to July 4th is go out to nature and maybe like
Go
gamble
out
in
west.
Wendover or what?
go
Play
to
some
Yosemite.
slots in Wendover?
Go out to the salt flats and then hit the slot machines in Wendover and then
That is
head
funny.
back for sunset at Spiral Jetty. I don't know. If you're trying to avoid flags, that could be a good one.
I will say, if you're unfamiliar with the history of Yosipa, it is devastating and fascinating. I think actually a deep dive on the history of Yosipa is a really good idea this 4th of July weekend.
Super nerdy 4th of July itinerary for you guys.
Love
Wow.
that.
Into
Thanks,
it.
chat.
Thanks, chat. What do you guys have?
Emily, you go.
Okay. I've just got a couple. How
Okay.
about a day at the Clark Planetarium? Nice way to get out of the heat. And I was driving, I don't know, to dance practice this week, and I heard on the radio that they have a K-pop Demon Hunters laser show now.
Fun.
And
Of course
have either
they
of you
do.
seen
For the
K-pop
kids.
Demon Hunter? No, not just for the kids, Kate. If you haven't
Really?
watched it, watch it this
I haven't
weekend.
watched
I'm
it.
telling you,
Okay.
it's so great. It's about
Yeah.
female friendship. It's about being your authentic self. Okay.
That's really
Anyway,
sweet.
yeah, it's
It is.
great. And on Friday, the planetarium has 5 different laser shows depending on your vibe. So K-pop Demon Hunters, that's in the afternoon. Bring your kids or just, take yourself out on a little laser empowerment date. I am way into metal. So they've actually got a metal show now in their laser
Nice.
lineup, Metal Mayhem. And that's in the evening. And then there is a good alternative to fireworks, I think. Laser Maestro's American Dream, which will include
nice.
patriotic favorites and American classics. So I'm thinking like Springsteen, John Philip Sousa, who else? I
Sweet.
don't know. Mellencamp.
Woody Guthrie.
Yeah, Woody
Yeah.
Guthrie, right?
Arlo Guthrie.
Arlo got all the Guthries. I love the laser shows at the planetarium, and they're pretty reasonably priced. They're around $10 to get in. So
Can
love
we go
that.
back to you being a metalhead? Is that a new development?
Well, I'm kind of like a quiet metalhead. Like
Got
I'm
it.
listening.
So you
but
play it on really low
you can-
volume?
no, I play
while
it
you
really
work?
loud. But
The Clark Planetarium
Yeah.
right now, though, the show lineup is phenomenal. I'm seeing Horsepower in 3D, showing 3 times a day, narrated by Josh Brolin.
what?
A Bond that shaped history? No kidding. Horses built civilization.
Oh my God, Allie's gonna be there.
Encounters of the Milky Way, Apollo 11. We've got
Yeah.
Dark Universe, Lost Wolves of Yellowstone.
The planetarium. We're not spending enough time at the planetarium. And
No. I've
reminder
never even
that we
been.
pay for this with our taxpayer dollars. Okay, this is
we
owned by
do.
Salt Lake County. So might as well go give it a visit. I'll also say there are no fireworks in Salt Lake this year, obviously, but
Sure.
they do have a Learn How Fireworks Ignite class at the planetarium
Wow.
that's free. They say this dazzling demonstration will help you explore various forms of light through hands-on science. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds like fun and it's free. And that's going to
Cool.
be Saturday. So check that out.
Love it. Good rec.
All right, Allie, you're bursting. Tell me what you
Okay.
got.
So one is I saw that the city of Mill Creek, if you want to host a potluck or a street party, they will waive the permit fee to close your street. How fun.
That's
How
cool.
They're
cool.
encouraging neighborhood parties. So if you live in Mill Creek, get together with your neighbors, probably do it today. Let the city know you want to close the street and they'll waive the permit fee and have a giant block party. Feels like
Creek's
kind
so
of a
cool.
perfect. Of course,
Love
all my
that.
suggestions are really leaning into America 250.
Well, someone has to.
Someone's got to lean in. Okay. The other thing is, I believe one of the great American traditions is mutton bustin',
Oh,
which is when we
yeah.
strap children to sheep and run the sheep out into the middle of a rodeo arena.
It's the funniest
I
thing.
grew up watching mutton bustin'. It's the best part of any rodeo, but the thing you got to know is sometimes it happens early, sometimes it happens late. So I came to make the suggestion to go to the Oakley Rodeo, which is every year named the 3rd best 4th of July celebration in America.
Wow.
Can you believe this?
Wow.
This little rodeo seats 5,000 people, And guess what I learned? It sells out in February.
Oh,
Okay, so you can't
my
go?
gosh. So
Tickets
nobody's
are
going.
$30 on their face, and they are reselling right now for $400
Oh, okay.
online.
So you can go if you want to pay $400.
So you can
You're
go for $400. But
kidding.
I looked at other rodeos. So in Tooele, they do the Bit and Spur Rodeo. On July 3rd and July 4th, it kicks off at 8 p.m. There will be fireworks at 10 p.m. on July 4th.
Yeah, there will. Yeah, there
Their
will.
mutton bustin' is at 6 p.m. So you got to go early for mutton bustin'. But tickets are like $12 to $25. I think it's a really reasonable rodeo and also really kind of close by.
Yeah.
And then also the West Jordan Stampede. Same thing. Tickets are really affordable. They're still available, and you can go and have a rodeo experience, which is just a nice time. And at
Very
this point
American.
in American culture, given how the past decade's gone, I guarantee every single person has a pair of cowboy boots. So,
Yep.
or at least a hat, or at least some Casey Musgraves merch that they could throw on. So
I love that.
There's that. And then my last recommendation, I thought this was really delightful and a little bit different. Woodbine Food Hall in the Granary has started doing these movies in the alley, where they have an outdoor screening run by the Utah Film Center, and you can bring your own chair. You can get dinner from any of the Woodbine businesses or snacks or whatever, a drink, and sit out in the alley and watch a movie. And on Friday night, they are showing Jaws, the great American classic.
Da-dun.
Very fun.
Uh-huh. So that starts at 8 p.m. Bring your own chair. It's $5 to watch the movie.
Jaws is such a freaking classic. I love that they're showing this.
Jaws on the beach, way different experience.
Yeah, not
Jaws
interested
in
in
the
that.
back alley of Woodbine, totally chill.
That's fun. It's also got sort of like drive-in movie vibes. Great ideas.
America 250, woo!
America 250.
We're trying. All right, Kate and Emily, it's time for Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week is our favorite segment. It's when we shout out something that we're loving this week or looking forward to. Got to give a quick hi hello to our sponsor for the Pick of the Week segment this week, which is Canyon View Credit Union. I'm really proud that this show is sponsored by a credit union and not a big bank. That's all I'll say. But Canyon View Credit Union has a financial tip for you, which is a health savings account. I have an HSA and I really appreciate it. Healthcare costs in this country, oh boy, it's the patriotism is leaving my blood. Healthcare costs in this country, really hard to budget for, obscenely expensive, despicable. But a tool that can help is a health savings account, also known as an HSA, which is a savings account specifically designed for qualified medical expenses. So if you are enrolled in a high deductible health plan, you could be eligible to open one. And this is the kind of thing where it is worth opening up an email if you're not sure to your HR director or the company where you work and finding out if your health plan is high deductible and if you're eligible to open an HSA. So that account belongs to you. It goes with you even if you change jobs or health plans. It is a way to prepare for future healthcare expenses while building dedicated savings. Some of them even let you invest money that's in your HSA so that you can be
That's
growing
cool. That's
growing an
awesome.
account for healthcare expenses. Canyon View Credit Union offers HSAs to help members manage healthcare costs and save for the future. So you can get all the details at canyonviewcu.com. Learn more about the options. They are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Emily, what's your pick of the week?
Ooh, I went to an absolutely gorgeous art show last weekend, actually, in Park City. It was my friend Luke Anderson. He's a fine artist. And he has a show.
Just okay.
Just fine.
He's just fine.
He makes fine art, and he has a show up at Meyer Gallery on Park City's Main Street, which, also a great way to spend July 4th weekend, go up to Park City's Main Street. He is a contemporary landscape painter, so think Western landscapes, but a little bit more abstract. I really love his stuff. I love the way he uses color. I have a bunch of his prints on my wall. If you want to buy some of his real stuff, though, it's up at Meyer Gallery right now, and his show's running until July 11th. So even if you just want to pop in and really take in some gorgeous art that has a real sense of place in Utah. I think you should go check it out. So that's my pick of the week.
It sounds very cool.
Love it. Kate, what about you?
Okay, my pick of the week is the University of Utah's continuing education courses. Now is the time to sign up for the fall semester. I realized that when I went to go sign up for, I went to go sign up for their sewing begin intro to sewing class, and there were only 2 spots left. Oh, so now there's only 1 spot left.
Because you took the other one?
Yeah, I took the other one. Yeah. But these classes generally start in September, and they kind of run through the entire fall semester, and they have literally everything, you guys. I was going through the catalog this morning. I ended up signing up for the sewing course as well as polyvagal practices, finding safety and balance in your body. It's a 4-week meditation course, and it only costs $90. So, like, there's some great deals to be had. They have oyster shucking. They have mushroom truffle hunting. They have jewelry making. They have pottery.
Oh, wow.
They have, they have literally everything you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
I love.
Big proponent of lifelong learning over here and at this show.
At affordable prices.
Especially the one-day classes, because I'm like, can I do this every Tuesday for 6 weeks? I don't know. Can I do this one Saturday afternoon? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Kate, I might need to sneak in there and get that last sewing slot. I need to learn to hem, damn it.
I know. Same. Do it with me.
Okay. Ali, what's your pick?
Okay, I don't mean to be a total narc. God, I sound like such a narc on this episode. But I recently learned from someone who wrote in that Salt Lake City offers free graffiti removal. And here's the thing. Generally, I absolutely love graffiti. I think it is like the heart and soul of our cities. But not all of y'all are talented. And sometimes
this is about ugly graffiti.
Maybe it's gotta go. So if there is ugly graffiti on your home, and you need to get rid of it, or if you're in a feud with your neighbors and they hate you, and so they're tagging your house, you can actually go to myslc.gov and request graffiti removal, and they'll do it for free within 24 hours.
This is so interesting, Ali, because there was a really annoying message scrawled on the sidewalk in front of my apartment building recently that said... What
was it?
It said, "Art is love." And
but...
It just really bothered me. It just was stupid, and I had to walk past it every day because I walk my dog around the block. And I was like, art isn't necessarily love. Like, that's just not a true statement.
Right.
And it was really bothering me. And
now, love is art, I suppose.
For sure, love is art.
Kate's going in with her spray paint and crossing it out.
You know, if I had spray paint, I would have, but I don't care enough to go to the Home Depot and show them my ID to buy a can of spray paint. But I noticed last week that it was covered up with gray spray paint that matches the color of the sidewalk. And I was like, who the hell did that? And I guess it was the city.
Good tip, Ali.
Okay, if you are not a CityCast Salt Lake member, it is time to say farewell. But if you are, stick around because we have got a special segment for you, our members only segment. And we're going to talk about Katherine Heigl putting her Utah home up for sale. This woman, she's given us so much, 27 dresses to be sure. If you want to be able to listen to these special segments and enjoy other perks that CityCast Salt Lake members enjoy, you can join at membership.citycast.fm. You'll see Salt Lake City, our city in there. It's $10 a month or $100 a year. Obviously, the big reason to do it is because you want this show to be around for a long time. But we do love showering you in perks. Executive producer Emily Means, CityCast Salt Lake contributor Kate Groetzinger. Enjoy this long weekend.
Thanks. Thank you.
You too.
You too.
That is all for us today here on CityCast Salt Lake. Our executive producer is Emily Means. Our producers are Ivana Martinez and Matilde Urfalino. Our newsletter editor is Therina Ria. Our audience development manager is Angie Treasure. And our host, it's me, Ali Vallarta. Music is by the local band Mitochondria with additional music from All the Kimonos, Arc de Soleil, Wendy Marcini, Sven Lindvall, Bagel, Measlo, and Sarah the Instrumentalist. We are off tomorrow for the holiday, you hear? But our friends at the Your City Could Be Better podcast are going to be in your feed with a really fun episode, some CityCast road trip trivia for your long weekend. We'll see you Monday morning. Take care.